The following is a live presentation of CBC Sports.
Up, everybody! Can you guys hear me out there? What's going on, Toronto? Are you guys all ready for an exciting Saturday night?
Give it up.
Make
We got
some
Danny
noise,
Green in the
man.
house. We're NBA champions now. Give it up, man.
All right, guys, we want to start off by saying thank you to everyone who is here at the theater and who drove through the traffic and got here and got in their seats on time. We are so excited to have you all here.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. NBA champs. Absolutely. Now, just so y'all know, we are streaming live on cbcsports.ca and the CBC Gem across all of Canada, across the world, because it's CBC Sports. You know, we're the Olympic broadcaster. We do worldwide stuff, and we got the rights. We got the rights.
And the Toronto Raptors are champions of the
World champions. World champion Toronto Raptors.
All right, Toronto fans, how does it feel right now to be an NBA championship city?
It's a big deal. It's a big deal. Kelsey, I gotta say something. Kelsey Wright, by the way, Anson Henry from CBC Sports, like I said. I gotta say, I went to school in the States. I went to Washington State University, and I feel you. I'm Canadian. I'm from Toronto. Relax. Okay, relax.
I just want to say I went to school in Toronto, so.
I'm from Toronto. Relax. Now, what I'm saying is, while I was down there, when there's any NBA talks, all I heard was the Raptors are trash, Toronto sucks, Canada sucks, you suck because you're from there, so by association you suck. I heard all of it. But now, to all my American friends and counterparts across the border, look at me now. Look at us now. World champ Toronto Raptors, they can't tell me nothing. I'm the basketball expert now when I go back across the border, you know what I'm saying?
All right, now let's look at everyone in the crowd, though. Can you guys make some noise if you've been a Raptors fan for 20 years? Oh, they're showing their age on this one.
I don't know if I believe all of you, but...
What about, okay, let's fast forward. What about 10 years? 10-year Raptors fans.
Come on, be honest.
All right, now do we have any fans in the crowd that just tuned in this year but picked a hell of a year to tune in and be a Raptors fan?
That's it? You lie. You know, we're not getting into that, but whatever.
All right, we have a ton of really fun things happening today, guys. It's going to start with a panel with some of the guys that cover the Raptors, including two guys that have been there from the very beginning. So help me welcome onto stage Doug Smith, Paul Jones, and Mr. Blake Murphy. Give it up, guys. Give it up.
Give it up, everybody.
A lot of people here.
Basketball fans in Canada, what do you know, eh, Smitty?
You all look beautiful.
How many DeMar jerseys do we have out there? Any? We got a couple?
Respect.
We have Kawhi jerseys?
Yeah.
A couple? All right, guys, we're going to start off the panel by kind of rewinding because you've been with the Raptors for so freaking long. When you look back at the last 24 years, what's like the one memory that's going to stick out in your mind, excluding winning a championship?
16 and 66. We had no idea whether a franchise would exist in a year, but no, it's been an amazing ride. You can't pinpoint one moment, I don't think. Maybe Vince's dunk contest. That would probably be one out there that would be pretty amazing in the development of the Raptors as a brand. It's when everybody caught on. The first playoffs, the Brooklyn playoff series was pretty astounding, even though they lost. Like, there's been so many. There's been so many moments. I don't think anybody can get one. Joe, you got like a 100 of them.
One of the ones that stands out for me is the first year. The 16 and 66 Doug was talking about was the year after. It was the second year. The first year was actually better. They were 21 and 61. And I remember the win over the Bulls. The 72 and 10 Bulls on a Sunday afternoon in Toronto. I remember that win. I also remember the Vince dunk contest because, as Doug said, I was there and I had a chance to interview Vince right before he went out. And I don't know if he was being humble or what, but he said, well, we'll see what happens. Vince, are you crazy? We'll see what happens. The Brooklyn Game 7, I don't think I've heard the building louder till this year than when Darren Williams was taking those free throws. And I guess in later years, the fact that it just went from 22-60 the year before Dwayne Casey got here to 59-23. It was almost a total about face in a 6-year period.
Yeah, I'm going to cut you off really quickly. We got a lot of cheers for the Vince dunk contest. Anyone out there not even alive at that point? All right, we got one person, so.
Any kid born in I got a kid that wasn't alive for, it's a YouTube thing for him.
Crazy.
All right, Blake, I'm sorry.
No, the Vince dunk contest was actually the first time I ever experienced basketball. I was a kid who was hockey only, so that was like.
He's not going to say how old. He's not going to say how old.
We converted one.
You asked me a question about 24 years following the team. It hasn't been that long. But no, that was obviously that's a huge moment. That was kind of my introduction into it all. The weird one that stands out for me, oddly, is does anyone remember Ben Uzo?
The triple-double.
Triple-double on the last night of the season.
Night.
So not only was that my last game as a fan and a season ticket holder before I became a writer professionally, it's also it's this weird snapshot of you're actually actively rooting for a team where a guy on a 10-day is hurting your chances of getting better because he's playing well and this weird mix of emotions. And it's I've thought about it a lot lately because that's kind of the low point of fandom where you're rooting for them when they're bad for the wrong reasons, and then this is slowly.
Okay, and to that point, Smitty and I have talked about this. To that point, how's tanking working now? You tell me when it's a bad thing to win, because everybody wanted to tank to try to get draft picks, and look at where they are now.
But I'm going to give you, Kelsey, I'm going to give you 2 more moments. I don't know how many people out there are very old as I am, but the very first game against the New Jersey Nets, the national anthem, and the very first game in the NBA Finals where they played Canada 2.5 weeks ago with the national anthem. Those are 2 moments that will forever be etched in my mind when the Raptors are talked about, and are talked about as a Canadian content thing.
Can we make some noise for that?
No one cares. Wow.
Guys. That's the
You know
start.
what, Kelsey, to Doug's point, after a long playoff drought and Brian Colangelo had come in and given Sam Mitchell his last year, where he probably fully expected him to fall on his face, they had 17 wins in the middle of December. After a game against Orlando, they won their 17th game. From that point on, nobody won more games that season. They won 30 games. Canada, the first playoff year, that year they were playing the New Jersey Nets, and it got out that the Raptors were wearing red, so the Nets decided they would wear red and said, look at all these people cheering for us. But the crowd sang "Oh Canada" then too. And Raptors assistant coach Jim Todd, when he left the court after the game, it was they lose the first game, it was close. I said, JT, what do you remember? And he's a guy from Boston. He's got this Boston accent. He said, the crowd was amazing singing the anthem. And I looked at Steve Kerr's face during game 1, and he was doing the same thing. He was looking around. And Steve Kerr has a real sense of, he's a real worldly guy. His dad was assassinated as the president of American University in Lebanon. He gets the whole worldly thing. And to watch his face, and then he was asked about it at the news conference after. Again, the national anthem to Canadians really, really means something.
When you look at that national anthem versus the one that happened in this playoffs where the crowd also sang, which one brought more emotion to you?
To me, it's the very first one in the Golden State series. So that's the one that people will remember forever. It's the first time it was ever played in an NBA Finals. So I think that's a big deal.
All right, so let's talk about these NBA Finals then, guys. We as people not traveling with the team or working with the team, saw all the things on Instagram and TV. What were some of the behind-the-scenes stuff that you guys saw that year that is never going to leave this mind?
Avoiding champagne in the locker room.
I didn't even go in.
It's a good problem to have.
But I stood in the back with Wayne Embry and Isiah and didn't get doused. So
Not till the champagne was done. I went in there and smelled nasty after that, but I was looking for a bottle, actually.
I didn't have a choice. Danny ran out of the locker room at one point and sprayed the media that were waiting to get in.
Yeah, we're standing on the fence. We got to thank him for that, for sure.
Kelsey, what stands out to me is the people of Toronto that wanted the finals. They wanted the party in their living room. They wanted the barbecue in their backyard. And when it got there, people were overwhelmed. Like Blake and Doug, like we've covered the finals before. And people were like, wow, is it always like this? Yeah, it is. It really is. Like the whole world is watching. And not just the basketball world. People are watching. I'm getting texts from people. I mean, my brother does the games for ESPN. He was over in Italy, waking up at 3 in the morning to watch the games. And people in Toronto got a first-hand taste. They really did. They couldn't believe it was like this. And we're saying, yeah, this is what it is.
All right, I got a question for y'all. It's coming around to contract time. Danny may be coming back. Kawhi may be coming back. But what I want to know from you guys is, what do you think, as far as a point in the season, if there was a moment you think would have convinced Kawhi that this is someplace that he wants to be and wants to stay, what would you think that moment was?
I would guess that the day they traded for Marc Gasol, because I think it showed him that they were all in, that they were going to make the team better and do whatever they had to do to give him every chance to win this year. That was a big deal. It was a big basketball trade, and it made the Raptors better. And, obviously the medical staff was huge for him, but that was an all-year process. I think in February when they decided to go, they gave up 3 very good assets to get one guy who's going to help win this year. To me, that proved that they were all in on this season. And if you're a player, you want to know the management got your back. They want to give you every chance to win.
Now, Blake, I want to come to you quickly because social media, I've seen your Twitter. We just talked about it before. I'm following you on Twitter. We've never even met. It's a little bit creepy, but to that, you saw Jeremy Lin's tweet about DeMar DeRozan and his jerseys and his impact. What can you say about that?
I think that says a lot. I think one of the stories that I'm glad got told really well as the Raptors were making this run and achieving the title is that every step before this one matters, right? Like everyone who was involved in not only getting the team to relevance as far back as the Vince Carter years, but when they got good in the first place, when they didn't trade Kyle Lowry to the Knicks and that team surged with Gravis Vasquez and Patrick Patterson, and then when they got good enough to make the conference finals, so then you don't blow it up and you don't, to your point, tank. And then the guys who, like especially DeMar DeRozan, kept this team close enough for so long that once an opportunity was there, you jump on it. And guys like JV and CJ and DeLon will get rings because they were on the roster this run. But I think a guy like DeMar, him and Kyle together kind of made all of this possible by keeping the Raptors close, where once that jump was there, they could take it.
Paul, I'm interested in your response.
Yeah, give it up for DeMar. Give it up for DeMar.
Absolutely. You got to.
Look at that love.
Have to, absolutely. You seem like you had something to say about, Kawhi, why stay. You seem like you, and the moment specifically that may have made him feel, you know what, I could be a Canadian.
For me, he was so hard to read, and we all saw him daily. But, I think Doug's right when you talk about, they always talk about in the locker room. What are guys thinking? What might they be thinking when somebody else, because other teams were making deals out there. And Marc Gasol was that close, from what we understand, to being dealt to Charlotte. And it didn't happen.
Know that.
It didn't happen, and he ends up in Toronto. So I think, to Doug's point, when guys are in the locker room and they look at what's going on with other teams, because you know what? These guys are fans too. They play the game, they make money at it, but they want to win. And they're looking at what other teams are doing, what other deals are being made. When Philadelphia made that deal and all of a sudden got Tobias Harris and made the deal with the Clippers and Boban, and it's like, wow, hold on a second. They got Jimmy Butler early in the year. Now they get this guy. They get another big guy who can help out, kind of back up Embiid. I'm sure people were saying, wow, Philadelphia's just vaulted to where they were. They look like they're going to be a championship team. And Boston was always kind of laying in the weeds. And then Toronto goes and makes this deal. That had to say something, not just to Kawhi, but to everybody else.
JV, though.
Yeah, that's a tough cost.
Hey,
that was tough. It was tough.
But you got to get the thing with the Raptors, and Blake spoke to this about the DeMar thing, if those guys aren't that good, they can't bring the return that they did. And that's to their development. If DeMar DeRozan isn't a 5-time All-Star, you can't trade him for Kawhi Leonard. If Valanciunas isn't a young, promising big man, he can't be the centerpiece in a trade for Marc Gasol. And there's one guy we haven't said his name at all tonight, is Dwayne Casey. I'm gonna tell you something. The way that Case developed this team, I remember him coming in early, and they were horrible when he got here.
They were 23 and 43 in his first year. He had a week.
All the records. Paul got all the records.
He had a week to put the team together in that first season. A week in the lockout.
He kept talking about culture and building a culture around this team of defense on the court, but grown-ups and men off it. And I don't think you can underestimate what that meant to this team, this franchise. The word culture in sports gets thrown around far too willy-nilly, and it really doesn't mean anything. But with Casey, it meant something. And you could see how these guys developed as humans and as grown-ups because he was not a father figure. He treated them like men and developed a professional relationship with someone. Casey's got to get a ton of credit for where they are today. And I guarantee you people should not ever forget that.
He was... He was 23 and 43 in his first year, and he had a week to put that team together after the lockout. They won the first game in Cleveland on December 26th or something like that. And everybody,
go figure.
Yeah, everybody was all over. Dwayne, that's great. And he said, hold on. This is the first step. We're just starting. And the Raptors are where they are today because of kind of recruitment. I'm just trying to put these three words in the proper perspective. Recruitment, development, and retention. And those three things, as Doug said and as Blake has talked about, built guys and made them better. Every year, guys were getting better. They left with something to come back. You need to do this better next year. You do these things well, you need to do this. And DeMar was a prime example of that. Every year he came back with something better and better in his game.
All right, guys, we're going to go out into the crowd now.
Oh, no. Among the people?
Among the people. Put your hand up if you got a question. We've got a mic going through the crowd right now.
Anyone with a question? Raptors question? General question? You guys waiting for Danny? Oh, there's something. Okay.
All right, we got one. We got one question.
I'm saving my question for Danny. Hold up. You want to pass that over?
Let us know what jersey you're wearing, too. I see a jersey.
I'm wearing the Lowry jersey, obviously, because, he's been here the longest. But I want to know.
Where are you? I'm not going to do the Kawhi laugh, but where are you?
I got it.
I want to know if Kawhi Leonard is in the building right now.
That was Doug Smith that he couldn't find when he did the laugh, right?
Exactly.
That was Doug Smith that asked the question.
I got to get a cut of this Fun Guy T-shirt crap for sure.
I'm still waiting on my Boardman Gets Paid T-shirt from New Balance. They've been taking way too long.
Boardman gets rings.
Yeah! Anyway, I'm still waiting for an answer to my question. Is Kawhi Leonard? Where is Kawhi Leonard? Is he in the building right now? Yeah!
We got to be more discerning giving those mics out.
I'm going to reel it back.
I'm only taking people in the aisle now because the mic is not coming out of my head.
Anson, if Kawhi was in the building right now, we wouldn't know. He'd just be sitting here quietly anyway. So.
Okay, we got a question right here.
All right, go ahead.
He's talking to the bat boy in the back.
I actually have a legit question, though.
No,
I'm a little tipsy because of the beer craft, but whatever, it's fine. So, in regards to the draft that just happened on Thursday, what do you guys think of the 59th pick, Juan Hernandez?
It's a good question.
Give it to the draft expert.
The only guy who heard of him until Thursday afternoon was my friend Blake, so I'm going to defer to him.
Look, obviously with the 59th pick, the chances of that guy turning into anything, even for a franchise that finds guys as well as the Raptors, is pretty low. I do think Hernandez is interesting. He kind of went under the radar because last year he didn't play because of some BS NCAA
Agent,
stuff.
Yeah, national communists against athletes.
Yeah, it certainly doesn't sound like it was his fault. Shocking. But no, he's interesting. He's pretty athletic. He's a shot blocker, runs the floor well. It's hard to say with a guy who hasn't played in a year. But as far as the 59th pick goes, if he played this year, he's not available at 59. So value-wise, he should be pretty good. And then at the very least, an interesting guy for Summer League in the 905. Hard to say without seeing him for the last year, though.
I'm always willing to give these guys a chance. 3 years ago, we sat there and watched this kid, Fred VanVleet, right? Kid from Wichita State.
Undrafted.
That nobody drafted, and he looked great in Summer League. It's like, that kid can really play. And, we've gone through it, right? The Raptors, the only team now to win a championship without a top 10 pick, without a lottery pick. And you look at the guys that on their team, although some of them experienced, but second-round guys. Marc Gasol, Fred not drafted, Norm Powell, traded for as the 48th pick or whatever he was, 42nd pick with Milwaukee.
Even Pascal was 27, and people said it was a reach at the time.
Right. So you can find guys. You can find guys.
I certainly wouldn't count on him producing at the NBA level for 2 seasons, but nothing ventured, nothing gained. At least, he's not some guy who is going to stash in Bosnia and play for 2 years and not come here. He's no...
Georgios Printezis?
Georgios Printezis or...
Giorgio Princess.
However, DeAndre Hewlett.
They still have DeAndre Hewlett's rights back from the 2000 draft if he ever makes the comeback.
Eden Babchik. The list is long. But he's a 59th draft pick. You expect nothing, and if you get something, you feel great about it. But I don't think you're going to see him in a long time.
Hey, way to put a damper on everything, guys.
Isiah Thomas.
Sorry.
Isiah Thomas, not the Hall of Famer Isiah Thomas, was the last pick in the draft that year, right? He was Mr. Irrelevant, the 60th pick by Sacramento. The guy became a mainstay of a team that went, very far with the Celtics.
I think it's hilarious that we're sitting here talking about the NBA champions and who they picked 59th.
It's the most me thing ever. That question, I didn't see who asked it. It had to be targeted at me, though. It was either that or the luxury tax implications of winning a championship.
I didn't know your sister was in the crowd. That's pretty good.
All right, keep me honest, Kelsey. State your name. You're live on CBC Sports across the globe, worldwide.
Wicked.
Everyone's watching.
Wicked.
Now.
I wish. So I bought a jersey in October that says a fun guy on the back, and I didn't wear it tonight because it was sweaty. But I wish I wore it if I knew I was on TV.
It's a weird fact, man. It's a weird fact.
Little odd.
The question is, when he traded DeMar, Masai showed me he's going to win at any means necessary. And if I'm not mistaken, this year we have Lowry, Gasol, and Ibaka expiring in their last year, free agency year. Do you think that our best chance looking forward is to run it back with those 3 guys, or are they open, fair game, to win any means necessary?
I think they've always built to... They've always been built to rebuild in the summer of 2020. And there's not just those 3 guys. Fred's up at the end of next year.
Serge
is up at the end of next year. They could have basically $100 million in cap room at the end of next season if they want to. So they've already been on a plan to get to the end of next year and see where they are. I don't think they will extend anybody this summer to re-up them past that, but they've had this was a hell of a run, and why not take one more at it and see where they are next July?
Here's my thing has always been, as much as you draft and you build for the future, at some point the future becomes the present. At some point, all that building leads to a point, and you're there. And you look at all the other teams that have had great runs. When the run comes to an end, I always say you buy the house, then you pay the mortgage. You're going to go to the bottom. You're going to dip. So why not try to stay? Go back to, I'm old enough to go back to the 87, 88 Lakers, the 86 Celtics. When Bird got hurt his back, they dropped off the face of the earth. Magic and Byron Scott had hamstring injuries. Here come Isiah Thomas, Joe Dumars, and the Pistons. They beat him. Then Isaiah hurts his wrist. They're gone. Oh, by the way, some guy named Michael Jordan comes along and wins 3 in a row, right? And it just, when it's done, and for some reason or other, Jerry Krause figured he wanted to build a championship without Michael Jordan. I don't know why you would want to do that, but the point is, to me, stay at the top of the mountain for as long as you can. Like, if you're asking me, try to supplement, try to fix a little bit, but run it back. You've got a successful formula. Why change it right now? Try to hold on to it for as long as you can. That's just me.
All right, I'm just going to say it to you out there. We've got 2 minutes left, so this is one last quick question from the crowd.
Okay, last question. You got the spotlight on you nuts. Your moment in the spotlight. Right here. You ready? Ready? Name? I got the mic.
Ray, lifelong fan, multi-part question related to one guy, and that guy's Isiah Ujiri. How cool is he? What has he meant to the franchise? What do you think he means to Kawhi's decision? And where do you think his head is at with what happened on court with that cop and that action?
All right, that's 4 questions, and we have 1 minute.
Pick one.
That's
1
really
minute.
good. He's a great guy.
How cool is he?
He's a ruthless guy because he'll do whatever he has to do to make his team better. I could probably be so bold as to say I don't think you give it a rat's ass what happened with the cop on the court in Oakland. And I don't think he's going anywhere ever.
I echo the 3 of the 4. To me, as a black man, I think it was garbage what happened to Isiah. Mind you, he probably should have been wearing his credential, but which well-dressed black man tries to rush the court after a team has won? To me, part of the clientele around security is knowing who you're dealing with. If you are working the NBA Finals as a security person and you don't know who Bob Myers, Isiah Ujiri, big names in organizations are, then there's something wrong. To me, there's something wrong.
All right, the photographer, Matt, did you want to take one picture? All right, folks, we're going to take a picture this way of this wonderful panel, so give it up for them one last time. Oh, we're in this. Sorry.
I'm ready for my close-up.
Let me just
Let's
pose
go.
quickly. All right, give it up, guys. Doug Smith,
Hey,
Blake
folks.
Murphy, and Paul Jones.
Keep being basketball fans, okay? No matter what people say, keep being basketball fans.
All right, now I think that you guys are probably sick of us a little bit. A little? Oh, wait, I didn't get a cheer. That actually makes me feel really good. Thank you. But I would be remiss without bringing on Mr. Harrison Sanford to get the party going.
Toronto, how you feeling? Nah, I don't really hear y'all. Toronto, how you feeling? That's how you act when you are a world champion. And please, first of all, I want to thank everybody who's tuning in on CBC Sports on the app. Also want to thank you, Day One podcast fans. I saw a lot of you guys out here early. It is much appreciated. My time in Toronto has been spectacular, a lot because of you guys and a lot because of the guy I'm about to introduce. So please, help me out with this one. Ready? Coming to the stage for his birthday and championship celebration, the money man from three-point land, two-time world champ, Danny Green. Show him some love. to you. I can't sing. Hey, that's not too bad for the other guy in the
Mic
trade,
check.
man.
Not too bad at all. Thank you so much. Thank you. That's love.
Yeah, that is love.
That's love.
Looks like you bought me a gift here.
I did, man. I'm letting you know, the people know, the non-weirdos. Cereal before milk.
Danny, I have to confess, I did speak to some people outside. They're coming to the dark side.
Are
Milk
they?
before cereal, yeah.
They're joining the weird side.
I don't have. You can
Not,
sit
not
next
the weird
to,
side?
You
I'm
can
in
sit
the wrong
next to
seat?
me,
My
yeah.
bad, my bad. It's for the special guest.
Well, you know.
I'm just the other guy.
One.
Shit, I wish.
That'd be nice.
5 more years, I'll be 37. Yeah. Shit, I wish. If they keep me 5 more years, cool.
So I want to tell you guys a story. First of all, a year ago to this day, I emailed Danny with a proposal, as if I'm not his like friend, with a proposal to do this
Who the
podcast.
hell sends their friends emails? Like, yo, bro, I got this idea. So let's pitch this to you real quick. Text me, bro. You got my number. What the I'm going to try to keep my cussing down to we're streaming this, by the way. Thank you guys. But try to keep the cuss words at a minimum.
That'd
Who
be
the
nice.
fuck-
Why is Harrison emailing me?
I looked at it. Harrison, Sam, this is not the same Harrison. I text him like, yo, bro, is this you?
Nonetheless,
Shot.
anybody have a drink in here? Nonetheless,
Y'all drinking, he said, nonetheless, y'all gonna be faded.
Man, I didn't even try to do it so early. Anyways, crazy to think that we're a year later from the day that I sent you that email.
Yeah.
We are celebrating a championship. It's been a spectacular ride.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to show you guys just how special Danny is, on his birthday, which cracked at midnight last night, this guy gave me a gift, a new cell phone.
He needed it. It was really bad. He had I'm not gonna cuss, he had a BS iPhone, he had a 6S?
iPhone 6S.
He's living in 2012, we're in 2019. I'm just trying to help a friend out. It was bad. Mind you, I didn't buy it, so it was for free, so we'll keep that our secret.
All right, guys, let's move forward. My phone, by the way, it did text and it did call, so it was fine.
Okay.
But we have a number of guests tonight, and our first one, he's been a diehard, and he was our first in-studio guest. He's a super fan. Bahtia, please come on
My
set.
dog, come on out, baby.
Come on.
This guy is the face of the
Walking
Raptors
with the
right
swag,
here.
too.
Got the belt. He is a champion, world champion. Get up. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Show him the belt. You gotta give him a couple pumps while you at it. Yeah.
My
That thing
man.
looks good on you, man.
Only hugs. Only
Much love, yeah. This guy, he has a lot of love to give, man. It's family right here.
So Nav has been saving a story for us. Maybe we'll tell it later, but first and foremost, just tell us how it's been for you, this championship run. Oh, we gotta get you a mic though, too, brother.
Up. We got a couple hit. Mic check. There you go. That one works. Sorry, we're not that organized. Mind you, we did start out a year ago, almost a year ago. We were in a classroom.
Hello,
Not as quiet
hello,
as-
fans.
Oh, there he goes.
Hello, champions. What a journey, what a last 7 days have been for all of us.
Yeah. Hey.
Hey, I want to tell you, everybody's saying, and that's true, thanks to our organization, thanks to our amazing team, but I tell you, moreover, thanks to you, the fans, who are a big part of this.
Yeah.
It was so nice to see thousands and thousands of people in Oracle Arena with the jersey, with the Raptors. You guys made the difference. You guys made the difference there. We all were there supporting our team, and we got it done there, guys, and helping our team.
Yeah.
What a journey it has been on that day with 0.9 seconds left. My God, it was, I couldn't wait anymore. It was amazing, and what an amazing for all of us. We became the NBA World Champion. Let's go Raptors, yes. Let's go Raptors. Come on. Let's go a big.
Hey, y'all better listen up. Yeah. Y'all better listen up.
Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Danny.
No, thank you, man. You got the wrestler voice, you know. Y'all better listen up. He's got the belt in his hand. You know, he just won heavyweight title. So yeah, but
yeah, but thanks to you and the other guy we got in the
the
trade.
other guy. He's the other guy. Yeah.
Hey, I never had a doubt about you. Let me tell you, I know you were stuck.
I'm glad you have my back. I know you have my back.
You
now.
know that, okay.
I don't know about everybody else here, but I know you have my back.
Okay.
Now, for you to see what happened as the Raptors won their championship, I know you sacrificed a lot, going to a lot of games, and there's a story that you withheld from us from our first podcast. And I'm hoping.
Oh yeah, I'm waiting. I want to hear the story.
See,
again.
now a lot of you guys sacrificed. I mean, you guys stayed up late. You all had to wake up early for work. You know, a lot of sacrifice to watch Danny and the team win. But Nav,
put the kids to bed early.
But
maybe leave them at home.
But Nav, I think what Nav did is pretty special, and I think now that we're at this moment, it's fair that everybody knows.
We won a championship. The city deserves to hear your dedication.
problem.
This story deserves to be heard.
You all know that for 24 years, I've never missed a game. I've never been late. I have never left early. I can brag all those things about myself regarding basketball. But guys, when it comes to my married life, it's hanging by a very, very thin string. Very, very thin string. I don't know when it's going to, I might go home and my luggage and my stuff is sitting outside. I have missed a lot of my wife's wedding anniversaries. I have missed a lot of her birthday. I have missed a lot of things, family things around that.
He didn't miss my birthday. No, he's here.
A lot of people ask me, they even don't, because they don't see my wife there anymore, sitting with me at the game. They don't even know that if I'm married or I'm just faking it up, But no, guys, as of when I left this morning at 8 o'clock, my status was married.
Big shout out to Mrs. Nav.
There you go.
She's a tough woman. She's a tough woman.
Let me tell you, all those people who are asking me, today I'm going to reveal you that why they don't see my wife sitting next to me at the game.
Can't wait.
You're in for it? You want to listen to it? I don't want all the young ladies or the ladies sitting here to kill me after that. Promise me that you will, sort of hear it and absorb it, but don't kill me on it.
They'll still love
Promise?
you. They'll still love you.
Okay, they'll love me.
They'll still
Okay.
love you.
Anyway, my wife used to come to some of the games, but about 14 years ago, one day, my wife, I've been married actually for 36 years on an arranged marriage. I had an arranged marriage. I had 15 minutes to either say yes to her family or no to her family. So that was an arranged marriage. Anyway, so one day we were at the game and my wife is suffering from a rheumatoid arthritis for the last 30 years. So over 30 years. So she has an artificial ankles, artificial stainless steel knees, and all those things. You know, when she goes through the custom line, you know, it's like a Christmas tree lighting up. But on the serious note, she is suffering from that rheumatoid arthritis. And 14 years ago, when I was there was a game. It was about a couple of minutes left. And she says, honey, I'm going to go start walking outside because my parking was outside. I parked my car outside. She didn't have a cell phone. She just said, I'm going to walk. By the time I go there, you know, the game will be over and you will be there. And then you don't have to slow down me walking slowly and, you know, going to the car. I said, yeah, that's fine. You know, I said, yes, I'm involved in the game. You know, I don't really care what's going on the outside. So I said, yes, okay. So anyway, the game goes into an overtime. But let me tell you, it was minus 28 that night.
Celsius.
So
Celsius.
Minus 28, yes.
I don't know. It's cold. It's cold as shit for
that's,
us. Sorry, excuse my language.
minus 28. So she's standing there. Lord behold, the game goes into second overtime. And she's standing there. I mean, and I'm enjoying my game. I have a rule. I have a rule. I don't walk away till the referees go into the tunnel.
Didn't even think twice. They're like, oh, let me call my wife, or let me see if she's okay. Just,
No, I didn't. I don't remember anything when I'm on there. I only see the players.
Just blacks out.
I will. So anyway, after the game is over, I go back. She's standing there for 45 minutes in minus 28 degrees, and she says, where were you? I said, I was at the game in 2-minute overtime. You know my rule, I don't walk away till the referee goes away. She told me, you didn't know that your wife was standing outside in minus 28 degrees? I said, I don't know anything other than the basketball when I'm on my feet. So anyway, on that day, I think she told me a couple of things, but...
Couple of things.
But she told me that she will never come to a game with me.
Aww.
And so since then...
Did she come to the parade with you?
Oh, no, don't even talk about it. You know, you're having fun with my miseries, aren't you? Guys, so since then, she has never come to a game with me, but anybody who thinks that I am married though, and I just want to let you know that she decided to come 3 years ago to a game with her girlfriends, and she sat in section 106, row 16, and she did the tickets herself, and my manager went to her and said, you want to come down and see now? She said, now who?
Nav the rapper?
Nav the rapper?
So she came down, she didn't come down, and she went back to her house with her own. We didn't discuss anything. So, you know, and so that's the real story. That's where I am. I hope you guys...
Give it up for Mrs. Nav. That's a strong woman.
Give it up for Mrs. Nav. Strong woman.
Strong woman.
Strong woman.
Been through some stuff.
Danny, throughout the course of the season, I'm sure you saw...
She deserves a ring.
Yeah, she deserves a ring. She deserves... We need to get a ring on the set.
She had to put up with a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
Birthdays, anniversaries.
Yeah, that's a lot.
He's still there.
Yeah, but you know, guys, I got my priorities. You know, this is my... And you know what? Joking aside now, basketball...
Yeah, we can talk about that.
Was an entertainment for me.
Yeah.
But now, during the last few years, I have a Bahtia Superfan Foundation. And what we are doing is we are helping, and my wife and my daughter is a big supporter of this. We are building, I'm a partner with the biggest Christian organization. Actually, I'm the only non-Christian guy who is an ambassador for a Christian organization called World Vision. And yes. And we are building washrooms in the third world countries so that the girls can continue their education after 11 years old. Thank you.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, Danny, I wanted to talk to you
Bigger than basketball, bro.
Bigger than basketball. And that is something I wanted to mention. As you guys who watch the podcast, you probably know that I've been in a couple of states before, the United States, covering the sport of basketball. And the most beautiful thing that I saw when I was on that championship float Thank you.
Well,
The most beautiful thing I saw, and I was there in Cleveland when the Cavs won, it wasn't just looking at people so happy. I wasn't a Cavs fan, you good? It wasn't just watching everybody be happy. It was the different people from the different backgrounds, from the different culture. And I see your fandom, and Danny, I'm sure you see the fandom in Scotiabank Arena and on the road. And I personally, and I didn't grow up a Raptors fan, I'm happy for all you guys. You guys have a great city with a great, diverse background.
Very diverse.
And it's for the sport of basketball.
For the sport of basketball, a lot of people uniting, man, and coming together. It's amazing. It's amazing to see.
You know, that's so important for us to talk about it. I was sixth game, that beautiful game, that intense game. I was sitting where we won. You know, the first guy who comes and congratulates me was no other than Coach Steve Kerr from the Golden State. Gives me a hug. Gives me a hug and says, Superfan, we lost, but I'm so happy for you because I've been seeing you there for over 2 decades. Enjoy it, you deserve it.
Yeah.
And you are a champion. And not just him, his other team, all the team players, DeMarcus Cousins, the general manager, and everybody coming and hugging. That is what we make. That's what basketball is. We are, for 48 minutes, we are in competition. But before that and after that, we are all brothers and sisters.
Danny, before Nav goes, if you remember, during the end of our show, that when Nav came on the set, he said the lines, "We ain't finished yet. We've just started." You remember saying that? And now that you've won a title, are you finished yet?
Should I hope not? Excuse my language.
No,
I don't know why I'm cussing every chance.
And I told him, don't curse, too. It's crazy.
I hope not.
Nav, obviously, Danny is approaching free agency, and I hate to do it, but it's real. It's true.
Oh, God.
Can you tell, I want to stay, tell this guy why he should stay, even though I think he knows too.
He knows. He knows better than that. Let me tell you one thing. He better sign with us, and if he doesn't,
There it is. Where's the contract? Where's the contract? There it is. He got the bill. I got to listen to him.
Just hold on, Danny. You and the other guy we traded for you. If you don't, I'm telling you something. Next season, when you are at the free throw, I'm going to be throwing my towel and doing this against you. I'm letting you know that right now.
I already know I'm not going to make any free throws that game or any shots.
For me, there is no brotherhood during that 48 minutes. Doesn't matter who it is. I love you. You know that I love you. But if you're on the other side, my side is my style is still my side is still the same. The Raptors seat A12, waving the flag and moving on.
Oh man.
You know, Danny, I look at.
I think that's it right there. That just scares me to go anywhere else.
There you go.
I don't need any other pitches. I don't need the love. I don't need the fans cheering or singing happy birthday. Just this guy threatened to throw a towel at me at the free throw. You know what I'm saying? I'm scared to death. It's a horror movie, bro.
Danny, I look at how excited Nav is to see the Raptors win a championship. I know it's going to take some time. But for Nav, every time you walk through a room for the next how many years of your life, and for all you guys here, the next time you walk into a room or they see you on TV, you are going to remind them of one of the greatest days, periods of their entire lives. Have you thought about that?
It hasn't really sunk in yet until I walk into those places and they let me know that everybody, it's like, thank you for what you did. But I'm just doing my job, man. I have to thank me. I don't thank you for, writing good emails. But, but it's amazing. It's a great feeling, man. And people have said the energy's been amazing. Everywhere I go, they always trying to give stuff to the guy that has money for free. And it makes no sense. But I appreciate it. And I'm going to enjoy the free stuff. Trust me, it tastes so much better. The food is so much better when it's free. So continue to offer the other guy and dine.
The other guy. Was that off
That's
the
off the top, kid. It's off the top, kid. I got bars.
All right, guys. One more time. Let's give it up for Nav, please.
Nah.
Now, quick question before you leave. Is it cereal before the milk or milk before the cereal?
Is it cereal before the milk or milk before cereal? How do you make your cereal?
Real quick.
It's cereal first, then the milk.
Yeah, you sound like a normal guy. Yes, that's what normal people do. That's what the champions do. That's what he said. He said he's right. He's always right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, guys.
Well, it's starting to feel like Scotiabank Arena in here, Danny. And in order to make it feel more like Scotiabank
I was about to get
Arena,
real crazy in here right now.
I feel like I have to introduce our next guest.
The special guest, the guy, yeah. Guy who brings everybody to their feet, man. You're gonna introduce him?
Yeah, what you mean?
No. We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Why can't I do that?
Are y'all tired I'm tired of your introductions, bro. Have y'all heard his introductions?
I've gotten better over the course of the year.
That's debatable, bro.
Do you have any
We're
suggestions?
gonna bring on somebody else, man. I got somebody else to introduce. We got the real official tissue, beatboxing, whatever. We're gonna drop a beat, whatever he needs to do
the introduction.
to bring out, to do the introductions, you know?
Word up.
Yeah,
Hey, listen.
Make some noise.
Are you guys ready? Rocking you from Rockford, Illinois, Mr. Bet on Yourself, number 23. Give it up for Steady Freddie VanVleet.
Yeah.
Freddie.
Oh, man. My dog. Got Mike, there you go. Can we get him a water, please? Just in case, you know, the mic is working pretty solid. Need this? Oh, you got a little towel?
My man, appreciate you.
Yeah. The X Factor. That's nice, man.
Fred, how does it feel, world champ?
It's amazing, man. It's amazing. Still haven't really set in yet. Just the whirlwind of emotions that's been the last week and a half. The first few days after we won obviously was a big blur, and then to be able to experience that parade kind of was the wake-up call for me, just to see how much love and energy is out there, and to be able to experience that was special.
Yeah. Can I get a hell yeah? I feel like we're in a wrestling ring. Hell yeah. Sorry. By the way, anyway, you're rude. Can you ask how he is?
Sorry.
How's the family? How's the kid? How's the baby, man?
It's good, man.
That guy, man.
Babies are good, man. It's a different type of experience when you don't have an excuse, you don't have practice, you don't have shoot around,
Man.
you don't have a game.
I think that's what we celebrated the most.
I don't get an excuse to take a nap, so I slept more, you know what I'm saying, after we celebrated than I've been sleeping these last couple of nights at home with the kids. So I'm on full-time dad duty now. It's a great experience.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Fred, when you gonna get Larry OB? Because you know this guy over here was hogging it for the first couple days.
He can get it whenever I'm sure he can get it whenever when he requests it, whenever he wants.
I mean, I'm gonna get it when everybody else gets done with it. You know, I'm kind of lower on the totem pole, so.
You gonna bring it back to Rockford?
We're definitely taking it to Rockford.
It might not come back.
That's the other caveat. We're gonna take it to Rockford, but you know they're gonna have to send a security detail with it, just to make sure it comes
Is
back.
that real gold? It ain't coming back.
Yeah.
Speaking of what you say, you're low on the totem pole, Fred. But the crazy thing is, and I'll have to talk to you guys about that as well. But the crazy thing is, you got the one Finals MVP vote. Obviously, Kawhi won Finals MVP. But if you consider your performance towards the end, considering what you went throughout the playoffs, how did that feel to play so well in those crucial moments?
I mean, that's what you work for. You don't work so hard and sacrifice so much and do all of that stuff to not play good. You know what I mean? When you go out there and you don't shoot well or you don't play the way you want to play, it's not on purpose. It's just the way it goes sometimes. So to be able to bounce back out of that, and the world we live in where everything is every day is the biggest moment of the world. And so when you play bad, you suck, and that whole thing. So to be able to come out of that and flip it, to the other extreme, that feels pretty good.
It was amazing to see. I was happy for them, so him and Norm especially. Seeing, like I said, that time for them to shine on that stage at that moment was great. Especially seeing like in Philly series, things were so rough and for everybody. It was an ugly series, but for him to come through for us big. Without him, we definitely wouldn't have won it. And he deserved more than just one Finals MVP vote for sure.
Danny, the cool thing about having Fred on is that it shows the true chemistry of this team. Because if I remember the finals, remind me the day the game had started, but at least for the last 2 or 3 games, you would start the game, Fred would start the second half, and look at you guys on the stage celebrating a championship together like it's all good. A lot of other teams could have been able to handle that with you having to go to the bench to start the second half and Fred, you stepping over and taking over those parts of the game.
For sure, man, because I think everybody and that's when I knew as a group that we had matured. We all, probably after the All-Star, the trade deadline, coming into playoffs, knew that was bigger than just ourselves. And it didn't matter who started, who finished, who played when, as long as we won the game. It didn't matter who scored what, as long as we scored and we finished with more points than they did, everybody was happy. And,
you said it. I think that's the big thing that allowed us to keep growing throughout the year, especially towards the end of the playoffs. Like, you've seen a lot of teams around the league, I'm not going to say who, but, they struggle with the chemistry part of it, or guys not accepting roles, or, you know what I'm saying?
Let's not call out names. We're not going to do that.
You can name one. You can just name
one.
No.
Anyways, like I was saying, some teams struggle with meshing, and that's not any one person's fault or any coach's fault or anything like that. It's just sometimes it don't work out, but we had a group that it worked out. Like you said, in the Philly series, me, Norm, and Serge to a little bit of extent kind of got diminished out of the picture, whether we weren't playing as well as we wanted to or whether we just kind of were playing our starting five a lot, that hurt for our bench. And then to be able to bounce back out of that, and then to the other extreme where I'm starting the second half and Danny doesn't, it's the NBA, don't get it twisted. Like, if Danny made a fuss, he would have been starting the second half. Like, players run the NBA. And he accepted that and understood that as long as it was helping us win, that's all that matters at the end of the day.
Danny, Fred, keep it 100.
Oh, here you go.
Did Danny make a fuss at anything? You won a chip, so it's all good.
Yeah.
So now we can spill a little beans.
Not to me. I don't know what he said to Nurse and them, but he didn't say nothing to me. It was funny because I didn't even know. Like, every game we'll come out, we come out a little 5 minutes before the second half started. We would be shooting, and he would always come to me and be like, "Yo, you starting the second half?" I'd be like, "Shit, I don't know." Like, we about to find out in like 2 more minutes. So it was just kind of that thing, and he was good. I'm sure he wasn't happy. Nobody's happy in that situation, but you got to make the most of it.
I think I was confused at first one time, but then it was like, his back hurts. I was like, all right, cool. And the second time, I'm like, his back is cool. What's going on here? All right, we're winning. I was like, all right, fuck it. Let's go with it. And then it became, yo, Fred, you ready, dog? You ready? Come on, let's do it.
That's right. The first time it happened was because I was hurt, and I told them, if you take me out, I'm gonna have to go in the back. Like, I'm not gonna be able to come back in the game. So they played me like the whole second half, and you know, I kind of ran with that after that. You know, I kept telling,
But no, I never made a fuss. I'm not the guy to make fuss, man. I'm the guy that I let Coach Nurse to be like, all right, because we had enough guys making fusses throughout the year. I knew I had to be the guy to be the example and take the criticism, so that other young guys could see it's okay to be taking criticism from the coach. But I trusted Nick and what he was doing. I never questioned him, not to his face anyway. But no, that's my guy. He did great, man. The coaching staff backed us. They had some great strategies for us, and it all worked out. Even though some of it was funky, we all bought into it, and it worked.
Dan, we talked about this on the podcast that we taped just yesterday. I hope you guys have seen it already. If you haven't, you should. The element that when you were playing, when you had I'm trying to remember. We were talking about game 7? No, game 6. And you didn't play well, right? Yeah. And and you didn't score.
Yeah.
And then you went, and then you had the parade.
Yeah.
Right? Then you had the speech.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody was DMing me, telling me they didn't like your speech.
Yeah, I got the same ones, man. Trust me.
That speech was trash, yo.
There we go. I was losing my train of thought. That's what I was getting to.
Sugarcoating it.
Yeah,
Fred.
Fred.
New York, dude. Come on, you're not sugarcoat it.
Fred, what was good with Danny's speech? And
it was honest. I mean, listen.
I'm talking to Fred, bro.
Listen, if one thing you could take from it was honest. It was honest. He was in that moment. He was feeling it. That stuff takes a long time to go away. When you're not feeling like you playing like yourself. So he got up there, and he was on the parade. It was on the bus. There was some champagne and stuff going on up there. I don't know what was on his bus, but I know on our bus we had a little bit of stuff up there. So he probably he just got up there and he was honest, man, and that's what came out in that moment.
Can I talk now?
Go ahead.
I can
Dan.
talk.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Harrison, for letting me speak. I was being sarcastic with a lot of stuff that I was saying, and a lot of it wasn't jokes. And most of it was me just talking about the season in general, not just the playoffs. But I was just saying, I really appreciated my teammates, and even if I wasn't able to perform in many games throughout the season, I didn't have great games throughout the whole season. I hope I helped them in the locker room, even though I was a pain in the ass. I was coaching them and telling them I'm still cursing. Jesus. No, even though
we live on
we're live, we're streaming, so we try to keep the cusses to a limit. But as much as I was a pain to them all season, I hope I helped them understand certain things and why I was a pain, and coaching them and understand we had such an opportunity that didn't want to let it go. Because honestly, I've been lucky. I've been winning a lot, and I won 2. But I've had some opportunities slip away from me, and I know how tough it was that whole year, that whole summer, thinking about it, and even the whole season, during the season, until we got back to that final stage of knowing that we let one get away from us.
Another thing that we talked about as well, and I think we should talk about it here. Fred, Danny, when did you find out what happened with Kyle Lowry's grandmother, and how would you characterize what he did, considering the circumstances?
I didn't find out until I think it was the parade. Before the parade. So, I'm close with Kyle, so some stuff is going on, but we don't really dive too much into that. You kind of leave guys alone, and it's stupid what we do as men. We don't really try to tap into each other to see what we're going through. But it
is dumb, right? It's dumb as hell. We don't know. We
really
work every day. We don't know.
So, you knew something was up. You know what I mean? But at the same time, he comes in as a professional and does his job so well that you would never know either way. So just to be able to talk to him before the parade and, share that moment, and then to be able to see him and be on the bus with him during the parade, and just, I know what that feels like, in that moment, and to go like from the highest high to the lowest low and that fast is tough. But I know at least he was around a lot of love, and, we're all in his corner for sure.
I didn't find out until I got the text that there was going to be a plane to fly to attend the funeral, and that was maybe 2 days ago. And I was like, wait, what? Kyle, that's tough, man. I can't imagine losing somebody during that period and not show any signs of weakness or hindrance in my game or in my personality, and he continued to be himself.
Played better.
He did, actually. He was a dog, man. He led us through some tough times, and if I didn't have to be here today with you guys, I probably would be on that plane and try to attend the funeral and be there for him. You know, we send our condolences out to the Lowry family, him and his family. We're praying for him, keep his head up. But you know, that just shows you he's a true Philly boy at heart, man. Just all heart and just tough, dog tough. And he led us, and he earned a championship for us, man. And he did it. And with even that happening, that shows you how strong of a person he is.
Speaking of winning the championship, Fred, there are going to be some people, and there have been some people, who say that the Raptors Championship comes with an asterisk on it. I'm just saying what the people are saying. I don't not express an opinion.
Are you people? Are you people?
I relay messages for
okay.
people. When you hear that sentiment expressed, what is your thoughts?
I mean, let's not kid ourselves. Two guys got hurt. KD got hurt. The best player got hurt. I mean, but from our standpoint, so what? Like, you know, it's not our fault. You know, nobody was playing malicious. Nobody was trying to hurt anybody. And it happens. It's very unfortunate. As brothers in the NBA, you never want to see each other get hurt. Sure. It's the worst part of our game. But we're supposed to feel sorry for them and let them beat us so that because somebody got hurt. We'll take the championship, and then 20 years from now, we'll have our rings, and we'll be able to tell these stories, and nobody will remember that part of it because nobody ever remembers who gets hurt along the way.
And yeah, we'll have our rings. I like to think our rings come with not an asterisk, but an emoji. We'll send our rings out with an emoji.
What
I'll have 2 emojis for you.
Oh, the 3-point thing?
No.
What?
You could take a finger away. You do the math, kid. That emoji.
Oh, you acting out here like a 2-time champion,
Sorry,
aren't you?
Streaming. Cussing up a storm. Kids at home, sorry.
Fred, so Danny and I were discussing the celebrations after the championship. And I am delighted to hear that you seem like a stand-up man.
He was in the other group, so he could tell you about the other group celebration. I don't know about that.
But I didn't hear too much. I've heard about Norm, Pascal, some other guys.
What celebrations we talking about?
The post celebration.
Like on the court?
Vegas.
What's that?
So
it stayed there.
There's a new rule. There's a new rule. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas unless it's in the Queen Elizabeth Theater. He's like, why y'all doing this to me?
And if you put your damn milk before your cereal, you don't get to hear it. So you gotta leave. Whoever does that, you can't hear it. We just can't tell you, bro. You put what?
Okay, can I get a?
He puts his milk before his cereal.
Why?
There's no logical reason. Because, oh my God.
Just to be different?
I can't believe you guys are making me do this. Because it stays, you avoid it getting soggy when you pour the milk first.
It's still going to get soggy if you wait.
I'm telling you. Wait. Fred.
So what if you pour the milk in, then you pour the cereal, then you like, I forgot my spoon, then you got to go get a spoon, and you come back and it's soggy anyway. What you talking about, man?
I've gone through 100 scenarios, Fred.
Okay. All right.
It hasn't changed.
Hey man, to each his own, brother.
Yeah.
What were you saying though about the celebration?
Say it one more time.
Celebrations. What do you?
Oh yes. Give me. What were your favorite parts of the celebration so far?
I think just being able to celebrate it like with each other, regardless of what was happening and going on. I mean, we all adults in here. Hopefully, there's no kids in here, but you know, like we're adults. You know, we go have fun. We go celebrate. But like, just no matter what we was doing, we was together. Like we go through this journey. I was working out this time last year for getting ready for the next season. So you start in June and you end in June together, and you see you guys every day. So I know I didn't sleep for like 3-4 days, just being up and even when I wasn't celebrating, just being up on a high on life. You know what I mean? Just so happy, and just to be able to see each other happy in that moment was the best part for me, to be able to celebrate it with the guys.
And I think that. Who have not heard this before, I've said it multiple times, but I think that was the advantage for us winning on the road. Because when I won when we were at home, and everybody kind of dispersed and went their own ways with their families, which is great. You get to enjoy it with families, but when we were on the road, it was just us as a group, and we got a chance to enjoy it together, with all of the team, staff, and the families that were there to make it, which made it more special, more fun, and more intimate. I thought, being on the road.
Fred, when you think about Danny and Kawhi, the impact that they've had on the team, you want them, or I'm assuming everybody here wants them to have that same impact again. But reality says that there's a chance that they might not be back. I heard, I'm just relaying messages. Just relaying messages.
You're gonna get beat up in here, man. You better be careful.
So, end of season press conference, media availability, Fred. The quote that you had, and I don't have the full quote in front of me. You said, if Kawhi doesn't come back next year, we're just gonna have to kick his ass then, joking around.
Oh.
That's serious. I think ass is cool.
Yeah. You cuss him, man. You gotta put $1 in the cuss word jar.
What are your thoughts about Mr. Leonard and the chances that he comes back, and how things might change for the team if he returns or if he doesn't?
You knew this was coming.
Yeah,
Come on,
I've been answering this question every day for the last 10 days, man. I'm prepared. I probably know this answer, word for word. But honestly, man, just listen. The guy is unbelievable talent. He's top player in the league. He propelled us to win a championship. He gives you a chance every night. Bad nights, good nights, hurt, not hurt. You know what you're going to get. 27, 29, to 36 to 41, 8, 9, whatever, rebounds, you know what I mean? You know you're going to get that. And he made big plays for us all year. So for me, as a player, he came here. He didn't ask to come here. He got traded here. He did his job. He opened up about halfway through the year. He opened up, to the team and to everybody. And it was just like another guy. And he did his job. We won a ring. Now you go do what you want to do. Of course, we want him back. You know what I mean? You won't want him back. Who wouldn't want him on your team? You know what I'm saying? You want him back, so you want to go compete. And as players, and people don't like to hear this, but you don't care. We don't think of it like how you guys think of it. Like before we made the trade, we got swept by Cleveland. We weren't thinking about, man, we need to make a trade. We're thinking about we're going to run it back next year and win again. And that didn't happen that way, obviously. We made a lot of changes, but yeah, you want to run it back with the same team and start all over. You never want to see your guys leave. But like I said before, if they leave, God forbid that neither one of those guys is back, then they on the other side next year, and that's what it is.
What is that? Which reminds me, remember that phrase you used during the playoffs? Remember?
When you on the other side, yeah.
What was
it?
Switch
sides. You better stay there. That's it.
Hopefully, Danny doesn't switch sides. But Danny, if you think about what's happened since you've won, Kawhi's been out in the town. Might have a private jet right now. Might own a restaurant, penthouse, a couple things he might own. I know we do a podcast together, so I have to ask you, Danny.
Okay.
What's the percentage that Kawhi stays? I'm sorry, man. I know we cool. I know you're the. I don't want you. You're not the Kawhi.
I know you work
whisperer.
for the police, man. It's cool. And you want me to snitch. It ain't gonna happen today. Even if I did have the answers, I ain't telling you. But I don't have the answers. But to see him out, in all seriousness, to see him out and being in the city and in the community and doing different things is rare. He's in rare form right now, which is a good sign for. And I think I said, the guy from my standpoint, is best poker player in the world. I've known him for a long time. I still can't tell if he's bluffing. You know what I'm saying? So, but he's said he's done his job. He loves winning, and I think that's a main priority for him. So I think it's the city, the fans have done their job, the organization has done their job. It's going to be a hard place to turn down, and it's going to be a place to leave knowing that you can win, run it back, have a great team, and have a city of people, fans that love you and that are willing to give you damn near everything, and a condo, and some food, and a plane, and dessert after that, who knows, but they give you everything, the world, and then some. It's like, how much can you give the guy? But it's gonna be hard to turn down. I said it's rare to see him doing what he's doing, and I think it's a positive thing, and it's a good percentage for you. I don't know what the percentage is, but I think it's a higher percentage for him to be here than to leave, I would say.
Danny said that, not me. Danny Green said that. I know I'm on stage. Don't put me in that quote. Danny Green, Daniel Green.
I didn't say much.
No, you said there's a better percentage.
It's a guesstimate, you know.
Okay, clarify.
My hypothesis, what's evaluated
theory?
Yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
It's a, you know.
And Danny, I know you. You're an old school guy. Like you win a championship, you win a game on the basketball court on the playground, you run it back.
Usually. Usually, it's a little different when it's different. They throw some different stuff at you.
Yeah. Ooh. For the people.
See, there's a proper gentleman right there. He asks about me and not about Kawhi. Rude. Goddamn.
Dan, I talk about you all the time, man.
Yeah. I think that percentage is up to the organization. I mean, you guys know how much I love the city. You know how much I love playing with these guys and winning. So I think a lot of that has to do with, you know, what movements that the top heads want to do, like the front offices, whatever they want to decide to do. And I think a lot of that decision happens with the other guy, and the other guy, and what he wants to do. And from there, they'll make the decision whether they want to bring me back or not. If the other guy doesn't want to come back, then I'm like, oh, we might not need this guy anymore. They got Fred. Fred's talking.
You're speaking facts. It's just how the cookie crumbles.
Sometimes you get dumped. You have no choice. Hopefully I don't get dumped, but you know.
Yeah, it was a good relationship. Regardless.
Yeah, it was great, man. I had a great time.
Hey, Fred, since you've won the championship, how the bet on yourself sales going?
It's going up, man. Hey, I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
Purchase your merch. Where can we purchase? We can purchase merch.
Come on, Fred,
live streaming. Purchase your merch today.
Business is booming. Business is booming. Nah, it's been great, man. It's been great, you know, since I started it, and I can't even talk right now. I just got a root canal. I'm slurring.
Oh, the tooth.
Yeah, but anyways, business is doing good, man. So it's been great, and obviously you don't realize how much impact playing in the finals has until you play in it, and that much exposure for a week or however long it is. People start researching everything about you, and you know, along the way they found the website, and
it's on the website, Fred. Plug it. Plug the website. Can they put that on the screen?
FVVshop.com.
There you go.
Is that right? FVVshop.com.
There you go.
There you go. And I actually saw a video of you. It was from draft night, Fred. The speech that you made to a private party where you were undrafted, and you said it wouldn't be my story.
That's crazy.
Unless I went undrafted. And I want to ask you this. I want to ask you the same question that I asked Danny. The next time you see these people here, or next time you see a Raptors fan, you walk past them, they see you on the screen, you are going to remind them of one of the most special moments of their entire lives. When you think about that, how does that make you feel?
It's unbelievable. There's no really words for that. That's something that can't be described. That's the unknown element of what we do. And like I was talking about the parade, just the energy. Like you don't even have to talk. Just the energy, you could feel it. And so when you see all these wonderful people here who come and they pay their money to go to tickets, or they've been watching for X amount of years, or they just like certain guys on the team, most of the time, some of us mean something to them in some capacity. And so to be able to share something, I don't probably know anybody in this crowd, you know, but we share something together. And that's the special part about it. And that's something that you can never take away, and that's something that's timeless.
And I think, for sure, I think that's the best part of our league. Like Nav was saying, to bring people together and to have such an impact on certain people that you don't even know, to inspire people, for them to come up to you, and some of them just jump out of their body to shake your hand. It's like, dude, I don't even know you, but they feel they know you because they see you on TV, they shop at your store, they see your podcast, and they just want to give you a hug or something. It's like, I appreciate it, but to be able to feel or touch people from afar or in that light, but just by doing what you do, you consider your job, or just having fun playing basketball, it's an amazing feeling, man. Hi. I'm sorry, my girlfriend's here. I can't. The marry me signs, those are automatic no. Sorry.
All right.
I appreciate the signs, though. I love them. They're amazing. Took time out, penmanship.
Fred, I know it's time for you to go, but I want you to stick with us for a little bit because it is Danny's birthday. I think right now, at this moment in time, there are a couple of things that we need to do for you, Danny.
Working on the birthday. Shout out to Kalo. He came through on his birthday for the pod.
Yeah, that's right.
He did.
That's right.
They got us working on our birthday, man. It's cool. We don't like to celebrate.
So, Danny,
or relax. We like
there's
to work on our birthdays. Sorry, go ahead.
Now, if you guys remember, Danny was mad about some of the bagged milk that he encountered throughout
the bags of milk. There you go.
Yeah, there you
Bags
go.
of milk.
Well,
I wasn't mad. I just was confused.
Well, we have a customized bottle of milk for you.
I thought you were about to say a customized bag. I was about to be like, yo, come on, dude.
I think our friends from Recharge with Milk want to present
Where's
you with
Recharge
something.
at? Where the homies, the sponsors?
And we also have some birthday balloons to you. We're going to celebrate your birthday now.
Okay.
We were live showing earlier. We're going to celebrate now.
Oh, okay, we're going to celebrate?
Yeah, we're going to celebrate now.
This is awesome, man. Recharge, thank you. Thank you so. Y'all spelled it right? You gotta get the letters right. It's tangled up down there.
ADG.
It's tough, man. That's a
Look
tough
at this.
job.
We got a cake for you,
Oh,
brother.
a cake? My dog. Appreciate it, man. Is that ice cream? Ice cream cake? So it don't melt? Thank you. We got special chocolate milk. Make sure y'all get y'all some. Candles are blowing. I gotta make a wish.
Hey, don't put the set on fire, man. You gotta blow that out.
I gotta make a wish.
What's your,
Hold on, cuz.
wait, what's your wish?
Hey, these are magic candles, man. Y'all playing around. You know I'm old, man. Trying to get me the. Damn. Yo, magic candles don't blow out. They got me looking weak on stage. I ain't that old.
So, Danny, I think we also have some friends from Fujifilm who also want to award you with something as well.
Oh, yeah?
If you guys remember from the podcast, we always take a nice little picture.
Okay, okay.
And Nav is going to come up here as well.
My dog, come on up. So what we got going on?
I think our friends from Fujifilm are on the way here. There we go.
What we got here? Thank you. Oh, this is awesome. Got the ice, yeah, the Mr. T throw out, Johnny Bravo thing.
Hey, there was an hilarious clip in the last podcast when I talked to Danny about his hair.
It looks like a concert, right?
No.
Y'all talked about the hair already?
You know what
we talked about it on the podcast. We did.
okay.
Some people thought it was a wig, man. They thought it was extensions.
What y'all think? Yes or no?
Y'all the only one that wasn't rolling. My team is the only ones that didn't like the hair.
Yo, the hair's kind of cool, man.
Who you trust, Danny? Who you trust? Us or them?
We'll talk about that after July 1st. We'll talk about that after July 1st.
All right, so
I trust y'all, though. I trust y'all.
There are two more things.
I trust them, too.
Two more things that I want to do for you, Danny. Guys, if you don't mind, if you could stand up for me.
Y'all really showed out, man. I really appreciate everybody coming out. Tickets sold out. This is crazy. I filled this whole theater. This is amazing to see. So much love and support after the season and after everybody left. So thank you guys.
Hey, Danny, you ever had close to 1,000 people sing happy birthday for you?
I don't think so, no.
Well,
it's probably about 5 in the living room. 5 or 10.
It's the first time for everything.
Give or take, yeah.
All right. Can you guys start from my voice is no good.
sing?
I have no voice.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And another thing.
It's crazy, he didn't want to sing.
My voice is shot. Now, another thing, Danny, you know how it is. When you travel around a lot and you don't get to see your friends and family or sometimes your people you work with, the worst thing about celebrating a birthday is only getting a text message, right?
Yes, a lot of them, too.
And trust me, it's hard to catch some of your guys. I tried hitting them up. Shout out to Fred for pulling up.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
But there's some guys all over the country, or the States rather yet, and there's some guys I was able to get in contact with.
There's still some here?
No, they gone.
I knew they was gone. I saw Serge in Paris.
They gone. But if you would focus your attention to the screen behind you.
Okay, we'll see. We got some special messages.
Now, I stayed up late editing this video.
This screen?
Yes, this screen.
Okay. There go my dog.
Yo, man, shit, what's good? You know what it is, man. It's your boy. Just wanted to wish you a happy birthday, man. Make sure you enjoy yourself. You getting old. But man, I couldn't be there to celebrate with you, but you already know, man. It's all love, always.
You enjoying life, look at him.
Just want to wish you a happy birthday, man. Enjoy yourself. And, you know, I'm going to see you, baby.
Yes, sir.
DG, my guy, my vet. Just wanted to check in and say happy birthday, man. Wishing you all the love and success today. It was an honor to play with you this year, be a teammate, to learn from you. I appreciate everything you taught me, all the wisdom you granted me this year, and I couldn't be more grateful for it.
D Green.
OG.
What's up, champ? It's your man, P. Handy. Hey, man. Just wanted to wish you a happy birthday, dog. Hell of a ride this year, man. What a way to celebrate your 32nd birthday. Enjoy it, champ.
You had to put the number
Many
out
more
there,
to come.
My guy, DG, what up, baby? Back home in San Diego. Still wanted to wish you a very happy birthday. Turning 32, man, that's big time. You old as hell, but still so love for you, dog. You're my bow-legged brother, man.
I want to wish my guy, Danny,
For those who don't know, it's my dad. That's my dad, by the way.
Couldn't be any prouder as a dad.
He's chilling. He's living life.
That's
a nice crib, man.
Many more to come. I love you. And I wish you the best. Have a great day today. Don't let that little guy put you to work, man. That Darren Duncan guy has you working on your birthday. We got to stop this, man. The guy just overworking you. We got to stop this. Hey, man, love you. Happy birthday. Have a good one.
My dogs, man. Big shout out to Norm, Pascal, J. Lloyd. Obviously, Freddie B for showing up. So much love coming on the pod. My pops, Freddie, man. Much love, dog. These are my brothers, man, for life. Really appreciate them coming out, man.
So I think you went through your thank yous, Danny, but I want to go through some as well.
So before we head out.
I'll let you get the rest of your thank yous.
I don't know if we'll be able to do this again, right? So we're not sure until we find out in July if we'll be able to keep this going for you guys in the city of Toronto. So while we got you here now, just want to thank you guys for the support all year. You guys have been amazing, not just for on the court, but the podcast. I want to thank you guys, me and Harrison. Trust me, Harrison, he loves you guys more than I do. He's been living his life out here pretty well, hosting watch parties and stuff, and he's been living good in Toronto. Y'all know the city of Toronto. He's let it defeat him sometimes. But no, so on a serious note, thank you guys so much, man, for love and support. Hopefully, we can continue this. But if not, man, I love you guys. It'll be a memory forever that holds me dear to my heart. And it's like Fred said, we share something. So
I got a couple thank yous I want to.
I'll let Harrison finish off.
Guys, help me give a round of applause to Recharge with Milk, so that helping us put on this event.
Yep.
To everybody who's watching at home or on their phones, thank you to CBC Sports for teaming with us to put this whole production together so we can celebrate his birthday in a Raptors Championship.
Yep.
Team Joseph as well, and Krisha, I know you're in the building somewhere, thank you. Homestand Sports and Kevin Kennedy, thank you again. I don't know if you guys have been to some of the watch parties I've done, but they've been a lot of fun. And I've watched this fan base go from cautiously optimistic to confident, and that is so cool to see, and I hope you guys stay that way. Andrew Thompson from Sick Hand Collective, the Queen Elizabeth Theater, this is special. Thank you guys for hosting us. Amjad Osman, our producer.
My guy.
Yo, you guys
Come
don't
on
understand.
Stage, my dog.
My dog.
It's a guy behind the scenes that does everything for us. He's the one that nags everybody to get him on the show.
Yeah. Jed signed on with Danny and I, and he wasn't. I told him I don't think you're gonna get paid, bro. And for about 3 months, he just hustled, and very thankful for you, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you. You guys don't know him, but guys might not know him too well, but he's a lot of the mind behind the madness. And most of all, I want to thank Raptors PR for allowing me in the arena, even though Danny didn't want me in there. And I also want to thank Raptors media as well. I know it's kind of could be a weird thing with my affiliation with Danny, but you guys still respected me as a journalist and welcomed me with open arms. I'm thankful that you've allowed me into your Raptors coverage. Everybody who's been watching on the screen, everybody's been tuning into Inside the Green Room. I hope we're not done. We're not done. But thank you for tuning in. It has been a blast. Danny, one more time, son, thank you.
On that note, thank you guys. From Dirty Harry, myself, the other guy, we're out this joint.
I think
we're gonna make like a tree and leave. We gotta do one photo. I was supposed to say all that stuff he said, but I couldn't read, so.
Okay, we gotta
one
do
photo. Should we do a photo with the fans?
We gotta do a photo with the fans. Come on.
Can I even get my?
And then after this, there are some raffles that we have been giving out, and there are a bunch of items autographed by these two guys that we want to give away. So please stay tuned.
Somebody got to put the. Amjad, you getting in here or what? That's hard to get everybody, man.
You guys have been great. Thank you for everybody who's been watching on the CBC Sports app. Oh, here we go.
Turn off the lights? You said turn off the lights?